By the late 1800s, America was transforming from a nation of farmers and small workshops into an industrial powerhouse. The Civil War had just ended, leaving the country eager for growth and modernization. The rise of factories, powered by new machines and abundant natural resources, marked the beginning of the American Industrial Revolution. The expansion of the railroad system connected the East to the West, opening vast new markets and allowing goods, coal, and raw materials to move across the country faster than ever before. Immigrants poured into cities, seeking jobs and opportunities, filling the growing labor demand in steel mills, textile factories, and coal mines. Technological innovation became the engine of progress. Inventors like Thomas Edison revolutionized daily life with the light bulb and electric power systems. Alexander Graham Bell's telephone transformed communication. The typewriter, sewing machine, and telegraph changed how Americans worked, produced, and connected. Cities like Pittsburgh, Chicago, and New York became bustling centers of industry and commerce. America was entering a new era, one driven by machines, innovation, and ambition. As industries grew, powerful entrepreneurs, often called the captains of industry or robber barons, began to dominate the economy. Andrew Carnegie built a steel empire in Pittsburgh using the Bessemer process to produce steel faster and cheaper. John D. Rockefeller established Standard Oil, controlling nearly all oil refining in the U.S. Cornelius Vanderbilt expanded the railroad networks, while J.P. Morgan became a symbol of banking power and corporate finance. These men amassed enormous fortunes and reshaped the business landscape. While some praised them as visionary leaders, others criticized them for exploiting workers, crushing competition, and manipulating the market. Meanwhile, millions of workers, including women and children, toiled in harsh factory conditions for long hours and low pay. Sweatshops filled the urban slums, and industrial accidents were common. In response, workers began to organize. The Knights of Labor and later the American Federation of Labor, AFL, emerged, demanding better wages, shorter hours, and safer workplaces. The clash between labor and capital became a defining struggle of the industrial age. Strikes like the Haymarket Affair in 1886 and the Homestead Strike in 1892 revealed deep social tensions, but they also marked the beginning of the American labor movement. The rapid pace of industrialization transformed American cities. Immigrants from Europe, especially from Italy, Ireland, and Eastern Europe, arrived by the millions, settling in crowded tenement districts. Urban skylines rose with new steel-framed buildings, the first skyscrapers. The invention of the elevator by Elisha Otis made tall buildings practical, while the electric streetcar and subway systems reshaped urban life. Mass production became the new standard. Henry Ford, though his fame would grow in the early 1900s, drew on the late 19th century tradition of assembly line efficiency. American factories began producing not just tools and rails, but also consumer goods, clothing, furniture, and canned food on a massive scale. At the same time, the rise of corporate monopolies led to public debate about fairness and government oversight. The Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 was the first major attempt to limit monopolistic power and protect competition. Industrialization also fueled advances in education and science. Engineering schools and research institutions flourished, training a new generation of skilled professionals. The social fabric of America was changing, with both extraordinary progress and deep inequalities side by side. Despite its triumphs, the Industrial Revolution had a dark side. Pollution filled the skies over industrial cities. Rivers turned black with waste. Workers endured unsafe conditions, long hours, and low wages, while wealthy industrialists lived in luxury.
Child labor was common. Many children worked in mills or mines instead of attending school. Progressive thinkers, journalists, and reformers began to call for change. The progressive era would soon rise in the early 1900s, shaped by this industrial legacy. Activists like Jane Addams and Jacob Riis exposed the harsh realities of tenement life. Writers known as muckrakers investigated corruption and corporate abuse, sparking calls for social reform. Yet, the Industrial Revolution also gave America its modern foundation. It created jobs, built infrastructure, and turned the United States into the world's leading industrial nation. Innovations in steel, oil, electricity, and transportation laid the groundwork for the 20th century's economic boom. By 1900, the United States had transformed from a rural, agricultural country into an urban industrial society. The spirit of innovation, ambition, and resilience born in the late 1800s would continue to shape the nation's destiny for generations to come.
Every day, 2 videos about historical events that have happened in different countries of the world are uploaded to this channel. To know the new history of tomorrow, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you like the video or history you just heard, give it a like. Do you want to know about history? Thank you.